Yo, what's up? Monty's just chilling right now. Just gonna hang out, do a live, and see what kind of things come our way, you know? I see you watching. Hey, let me know if you have any questions. Scared you off. Sorry, bud.
I've read quite a few accounts of the scientific type 1800s, early 1900s,
Hey,
and it's interesting how
just
rational
chilling live.
some of their ideas are versus things we just kind of take for granted. But with a lot of those ideas, there's
Let me
obvious
know if you got any
holes. It's
questions.
easy for me to poke holes in what they're saying. But with Walter Russell's work here, I'm still trying to decide if I believe this to be true or not. It's not only a completely unique look at the universe from anything else that I've seen, but it actually makes a lot of sense and is really well thought out. Walter theorizes that planets are ejected by the sun through sunspots, and that the inner solar system is increased pressure, increased temperature, with the outer solar system being lower pressure, lower temperature. Now, that might sound kind of funny at first, that a planet can come out of the sun, which is just
I'm
hydrogen.
watching Static in the
But
Attic's new thing right now.
that's a theory that it's just hydrogen. And I remember a lecture from a guy at the Max Planck Institute, way smarter than I am, but he says, look, there's no substance known to man that you can burn and it give off white light, all spectrums of the wavelengths of light, all the colors. Well, the sun does give off the blue color spectrum, so he theorized that it was electrical in nature. That's all
Hey, what's up?
everything is. It's just
Hey, what's up?
chemicals. But when you get down
Levent.
to it, I think Russell's work kind of takes the electric
What's
universe to the
up?
next
Just
level.
hanging out.
And not to keep bagging
I
on
don't know
him,
what that
he
means.
can't
It
tell.
hopefully it doesn't mean
Brought all
anything
this up
bad.
on Rogan. I can tell that he knows Russell's work pretty well, but he doesn't do a very good job of explaining it. And also,
Guys, get your rest on. It's
sounded
very
like these are
critical.
all his ideas instead of Russell's.
Very critical.
This is pretty thick reading. At times I have to sit there and read the same sentence 2 or 3 times to understand what he's saying. But once you
So
get
when you
it,
go
it
out there
makes
and
a
get
lot
it,
of
you can get it
sense.
real good.
Seriously, like reworking my whole worldview here. because it's not easily disproven. Anyway, let's start off with the basics of this idea of everything. Basically, energy is vibrating at different wavelengths and different frequencies to create all matter. I got a whole video on the long explanation of that. Mass is an accumulation of the universal constant of energy in the higher potential. The greater the mass, the greater the potential. I'm going to simplify the statement to just mass accumulates inductively and mass dissipates conductively. As it dissipates, it's rotated by the expulsion of radioactive force.
Doing old man sound. What do you do? Bitcoin?
Radioactives throwing out ions.
It's got to be Bitcoin. That's the only tender I accept.
So the opposite of that is the generic.
But yeah, hell yeah, I'll do it. Shit, for $500, I'll do a whole day. I'll do a whole 40-minute video on that with an old guy noise.
Ionization and electrical. You can see ionization in the ninth dimension. He's got the broken down into like 16 dimensions or something, and I never thought of it this
Okay.
way. Temperature dimension.
What do you got? Like just $500 that you could just throw around like that?
Makes sense because it's not all just.
All right.
Electric field that we're
Do an old man sound. I don't know. Yeah. Old man sound, like an old man like falling, or
So all mass is aggregation.
you want me to yell at you? You want me to insult you? You want me to tell you a fun fact? I don't know. Let me know. That was pretty funny though. That's funny as shit.
By internal surface tension pressure generated by itself. Any mass of high
Yeah,
pressure
Monty, I'm just chilling right now.
is brought into a zone
Let me know if you got any questions or anything, or if you need me to like check out anything.
So you can think of water at sea level, 1 barometric pressure. You have to heat it up to 212 degrees or something to make water boil. High pressure, high tension. Now, if you put the water in a vacuum chamber, you suck all the air out, and the water will boil at room temperature. That's low pressure, low potential. Now, that water turns into water vapor, right?
Wait, what's up,
It's all
y'all?
the same
Monty,
molecules.
chillin'.
Water
Let me know if you got any
turns
questions.
into a gaseous form. He's saying all mass, all matter will rapidly lose the light units which it is composed of in a lower pressure environment. Lower pressure and lower potential. And I'm trying to simplify all this, but let's say you take a chunk of steel and move it to a place with lower pressure, lower electrical potential, then it's going to start kicking off ions like it's radioactive. It's going to start dissolving. Now, the reason this doesn't happen if you just put steel into a vacuum chamber is you still got the electrical potential of the Earth, which we'll get into in a minute. You have a higher electrical potential closer to the sun, lower electrical potential further away. But the important concept to grasp here is...
Yeah, I'm literally on here just doing nothing, watching. I watch people on YouTube just sleep, so there's got to be something to it. Yeah.
Now, he doesn't specifically state this that I've seen yet, but his idea of everything is kind of what I always thought of as just...
Let me know if you have any questions.
Small for serious
Just relaxing right now, chilling, taking it easy.
Our idea of an atom,
Keep me up to date. What's going on in the world? What are the kids up to nowadays?
look at our solar system,
What do the kids do for fun out there?
around the sun, and it basically looks like the same thing. So it's the idea that each one of those protons and neutrons are a planet rotating around their sun in a smaller dimension than ours.
A guy offered me $500 to talk like an old man earlier.
So I haven't heard him state that specifically, but his idea of our solar system seems to follow his idea of the molecular structure. So just like his ionization process, mass is being ejected from mass in lower potential, lower pressure. So the sun is actually ejecting out planets. Let's go to this chart. To oversimplify everything, you've got the positive electrical force that is taking a loose accumulation of mass and gathering it all together into the sphere, and it's high pressure, high potential. And then there's the generator.
What's up, Janie?
Radiative force.
Janie Vision.
To where the high
Janie.
potential mass starts degenerating down into a lower concentration of mass, the steam.
Little J-Dog.
So now let's look at our solar system. You've got the sun over to the left, which is a huge accumulation of mass. Mass is simply
Little
light
Boo Boo's
slash-
just sleeping.
Why do you think the way you do about
He's done, dude. He's done today. You gonna say hey? You gonna say hey? You wanna come over and say hey? Little Jane? Little Janie? Quite insane, little Janie.
One couple model was picked by historian Carl who traces our conception of the modern self back to the 1700s. The outline goes like this. First, the self became psychology.
Hey, what's up, Monty? Just chilling. Let me know if you got any questions.
And finally, sexuality became
slash energy, which basically has the potential to become any of the elements depending on the speed of its vibration or its frequency. That giant accumulation of mass equals high pressure, high potential. It's surrounded by space, which is low pressure, low potential. So the degenerative radiative process begins where it starts ejecting mass, which actually makes a lot of sense. We've been watching the sunspots for years on this channel. We had the auroras down at 20 degrees north latitude a couple weeks ago. So we know that the sun is ejecting energy, and that energy, the solar wind, is a very diffuse form of mass. Let me explain this chart and we can elaborate on that. Let's start with this line right here.
Guy offered me $500 to talk like an old guy
Earth and
earlier.
mass of Mercury being ejected from the sun. This is the current position of Mercury as it's traveling away from the sun. Very slowly, of course. We're talking cosmological ages here.
Yeah,
And
just
then
chilling right
this
now.
is the present position.
Let me know if you got any
Earth
questions.
used to be in where Mercury is at,
What?
as did all of the planets. This sequence was the Earth of Jupiter. All the planets start out closer to the sun and go through their generative stage, where there's high pressure, high potential, which causes all the matter to come together, coalesce, and become more dense and solid. And once they hit the point of maturity, which is right around here somewhere, then they start the degenerative process. And as they travel farther from the sun, it's lower pressure, lower potential. So all of that mass starts expanding and losing mass through the radiative process. And he theorizes that when Jupiter was in Earth's current position, its diameter was...
Hey, what's up, babe? How's it going?
So not
My
every
girlfriend's just
ejection
hanging
from
out.
the sun is
You wanna
gonna
be on
the
live?
same amount of mass.
You sure?
So all
I bet you'd probably get more views than I would.
mass and volume. And Jupiter was a larger ejection than Earth from the very beginning. But
Yeah, there's a girl in this room.
17,000 mile diameter, where Earth is what, 7,000 or 8,000 miles in its current position. As we move further from the sun into the lower pressure, lower potential, we will expand as well. And I'm going to have to do a video about the growing Earth theory, because there is a lot of evidence that the Earth is actually expanding and growing, which fits perfectly with what he's saying. The poles of the planets are constantly changing as well.
The Earth is expanding and growing? What do you think? Do you think the Earth is expanding and growing?
Maturity, where the generative and the degenerative forces hit an equilibrium, then the poles are perpendicular.
Let me know. What do you think? Is the
And as
Earth
you get
expanding or
further away
growing?
through the degenerative
Or
process,
expanding or
the south pole
contracting?
being attracted to the sun. It's a long, complicated explanation, but this is the reason behind the elliptical coordinates. And just remember that our official explanation for this, as of now, is because 95% of matter in the universe is dark matter and dark energy. The rotation of a planet in space might well be likened to the rotation of a ball rolling on the floor. The greater friction and the high potential of the floor causes the greater resistance, then the lesser friction of the low potential of the air. There's 7 or 8 pages of this, as with everything else in here. So to oversimplify everything, the radiative force of the sun is bombarding us with the solar wind, which is creating friction on one side. The resistance of those solar particles hitting us is like the ball being on the floor, causing us to rotate as we travel around the sun. He even goes into an explanation of why the moon is always facing towards us, and the simplified version is a magnetic pole model. Just like if you had a compass sitting in front of you and you took a strong magnet and started running it around the outside of the compass, the needle would constantly follow the magnet. So why isn't the moon rolling around us like the Earth is rolling around the sun? Because the Earth isn't radiating off all of the high energy particles like the sun. And this is the way I examine everything is, well, if that's true, then this has to be true as well. And the checks and balances working out with this theory, I didn't read that part from this book. It just makes sense. That was my question of why it isn't rolling. It's because we're not radiating off the high energy particles, and it's just a magnetic pull. So I gotta say, I'm quite impressed with this man's thinking, and I don't often use the term genius lightly, but we're talking close to genius level stuff here, and it really is unfortunate that Terrence Howard made it sound like such a whack job theory. Now let's go back to the idea of ionization at a solar system scale. This is a truly novel idea that I've never heard anyone else try to express anything close to it. Just so you know, if you put sodium in water, it will catch on fire or explode, releasing massive amounts of energy as it disintegrates. So a metal of low potential such as sodium will ionize with violence in water.
Hey, what's up? Let me know if you have any
A metal
questions.
of high
Just chilling
potential
tonight.
such as aluminum or nickel will hardly be affected by water. Ionization is a disintegration process, just as radioactivity is a disintegration process.
So Pete, don't forget the Zooks. Zooks dog drinks. Choose your adventure.
Hey.
If, however, some giant hand should remove the Earth away from its potential position into the lower pressure position occupied by Saturn, for example, move the Earth out to where Saturn is, if it didn't just outright explode, then it would discharge its potential so furiously that the process would then be termed ionization. It would be losing its particles in such clouds that it would be quite analogous to that of a piece of soft metal suspended in a strong acid solution. He explains this in more details in a different chapter that I can't find right now, but I can summarize. First off, just picture the ionization process and the radioactive process as being the same thing. Only ionization is due to a chemical process. If you take a piece of radioactive plutonium and you put it in a gas chamber, then you can see all of the high energy particles being ejected off of it. Now, if you took that same piece of plutonium and you moved it to mercury, to the higher pressure, higher potential, then it would become stable. It'd be no longer ejecting the high energy particles because everything around it has a higher potential. Now, if you took that same piece of plutonium and you took it out to Saturn, it would basically just go poof. Due to the lower pressure, the lower potential, all of the molecules making up that piece of plutonium would instantly vaporize into a more diffuse state. Now let's take a piece of steel, which on Earth is stable, strong, and dense. You move that steel to Mercury, and it would be turned into molten steel. It'd still be dense, it'd still be stable, but it would lose all of its strength. High pressure and high potential also equals high temperature. Now you move that piece of steel out to Jupiter, and under those low potential, low pressure conditions, then it would become radioactive. It would start its disintegration process and start ejecting high energy particles. That piece of steel is no longer stable in the lower pressure environment. So if you put a piece of steel in a gas chamber on Jupiter, you would see it emitting all of its particles. Same thing if you had a material that was stable and strong on Mercury, let's say it's zirconium, and you move that zirconium to Earth,
Hey,
then it
yep,
becomes
just chilling.
radioactive. Or
Let me know if you got a
conversely,
question.
If you took plutonium, which is radioactive on Earth, and you moved it to Mercury,
Kinda like
it would
a,
stabilize at the higher pressure.
animal at a
and
zoo.
potential. So it would no longer be emanating excess mass. So I hope that I explained that in a coherent manner, but it actually does make a lot of sense. And once again, with me questioning
This is how
everything,
Friday night goes.
why doesn't the steel
That's a good
become
Friday night.
radioactive when you put it into a vacuum chamber? It's because it still has the same electrical potential, and you've only reduced the air pressure. There's no way that I've thought of in practice to actually test this theory without physically going further or closer to the sun by a large magnitude. no matter what experiments we try, we're still this far away from the sun, therefore we're at X amount of potential, and as of yet, we have no way of changing that potential. But if that idea proves to be true, then that's very bad news for NASA, because they say that we have satellites that are out past the orbit of Neptune and stuff now, right? And they're supposedly still beaming pictures back to us and whatnot. But what if Russell is saying it is true? Then all of that aluminum, steel, and mylar that the satellite is made of would actually be disintegrating at a very fast pace as it gets into the lower and lower pressure areas. So NASA would have even more explaining to do than it already does. Like this one. There's no battery technology that we have on Earth that works very well once you get below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. You guys have ever had your phone out in cold weather, it loses its charge very quickly. Batteries don't operate well at low temperatures. Unless you put them on a spacecraft and land them on the moon or send them out into deep space, then the batteries work just fine in negative 500 degree temperatures. And I'm being sarcastic here. No, they don't work. There's no battery technology that we have that can operate in those low temperatures, but they say that it does. And also with all of the solar maximum activity that we've had later, observing the sun is more important than ever right now. But we can't observe the far side of the sun from us. We don't know what sunspots are moving on the other side. We have a method that measures the sun has all of these waves that travel all the way around it, and we measure the interference waves as they come back around Earth facing, and we're able to predict a little bit if there's a sunspot on the other side. But they say that they have stereo A and stereo B satellites out there on opposite sides of the sun, observing it constantly. But go find me a map of the sunspots on the other side of the sun right now. You can't do it because we can't observe it. So I've already got all kinds of problems with NASA and the budget of countries that they have fleeced out of American taxpayers. And if what Russell is saying holds true, then that's a whole new set of problems for what NASA is claiming. Because the building materials that are strong and stable here on Earth, such as aluminum, if you send them further away from the sun to the lower potential, lower pressure, then they would literally just start dissolving. I don't know how long it would take, but hopefully you see what I'm saying with that. Anyway, I've heard a lot of alternative theories to our modern
what's up?
scientific
Just chilling.
things, and I normally side with academia.
There's people that sleep on YouTube, so it's like you can ask me a
This is
question or
the
something.
first time that I've taken a single individual's work and said, hey, this guy might be right about this. So I'm not 100% on board with everything he says, but I gotta say, on the overall big picture of things here, I think he's really honest. And if you take his idea of the solar system, and this is from like the early 1900s, and then look at what geologists found around the 1970s.
This is a good Friday
about the
night.
expanding Earth theory, then it actually makes perfect sense. So I'll get a video out about that at some point. Evidently, I'm the only person in town without internet still, because I talked to other people and their internet's working fine, but mine's still down. Anyway, this is pretty fascinating stuff, so you guys enjoyed it. There you go.
Secret whole body deodorant keeps you smelling.
I'm streaming you on YouTube while watching YouTube. What's up, baby? Little Janie. Come here, little Janie. Come say hey. This is little Janie. Come here, baby. Come here. Say hey. Say hey, little Janie. Yeah, that's right. Little Janie wants to say hey. She's a little Janie. This is me and my little pup. She's just as sweet as can be. Yes, she is. Little Janie. Little Janie. Little Janie. We love you, little Janie. Yes, we do. Yeah, she's a good girl. She's a good girl. She's a little wild, but she's a good girl. Can't take her out in public. But when she gets home and gets cozy and settled in, she's good. Yeah, this is YouTube. Janie's been on YouTube for a long time, you know, or for a while, most of her life, you know. Little Janie. Little one. She's my little one. My little one. Alright, see ya. Janie was just streaming. Do you mind taking Rolly?
I really just wanted to do this real quick.
Come on. You know you want to take him. I'm on YouTube right now searching, finding what's good. Damn, I'm flowing. That looks like a bad picture. But you know what, whatever. I just gotta be myself. I'm watching myself. That's great. I'm like self-feeding back. I'm going out into the internet and then feeding back in. Oh, yeah. All right, what do we got? Christy Jessie. I like her. She's good. She's good.
You want to make this video your phone's wallpaper? All you gotta do is upload the video to TikTok.
What's up? Jamel Peterson, 38. I think he's calling the DJ Donald Trump. Well, that's pretty good. Stephanie P. Smith, let's get it. She's good. She's good.
You know what just happened to me, guys? I was sitting in the car and I was talking to my son and we're just chilling. And I felt this coat on the side of my neck.
No, really? You're gonna do it?
Whatever. I was gonna say this to you guys earlier and I forgot. It's really fast. I know a lot of you guys want to express what you're going through in the comment section, and you want to like, like open up about like what's going on in your life, really, or pertaining to whatever it is they're posting in the video.
I don't
right?
think I'm inviting.
Talking about that type of stuff.
I don't think I'm inviting. I think,
The reason
no one
being
wants to.
because
No one
God
wants to really
already
talk. I'm
knows
too. I'm like a tiger or something in a cage.
a lot of
I can't help it. I'm
warlocks,
just the way God made me.
spiritual evil people. A lot of them watch me, and the reason why they do is because God told me they hate me. Because
Yeah, this is legit. I feel this good all the friggin' time.
just be cautious of like, speaking on positive things in your life that's going on. Thank you. Positive things in your life going on, and talking
Let me know if you have any
about
questions.
like what you're going through detail for detail, and mentioning names.
Thank you.
Some of you guys are mentioning
It's such a
names
nice
of,
day
like,
out.
people who are
I should be out there.
and there's nothing wrong.
You want to go downtown?
Not
No.
but be careful.
I think it's going to be raining all weekend.
Is it?
So
Oh, I didn't know that.
that's what I thought.
I don't.
Who knows anymore?
Yeah, I haven't checked it in like 3 days, and it usually changes by
Who
then.
knows?
I don't even try to memorize it, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Could be different.
Yep.
They could be watching my channel. God already told me
Those weatherman, they gotta
I'm helping
err on the side of caution usually. I guess you would, if I was a weatherman, I would say probably rain, just in case, you don't want to give a clear forecast and then get people's picnics wiped out. Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, well, I mean, that's your opinion, bud.
They'll attack you guys. People that I know, they'll try to attack some of you guys, and then people that you guys will try to attack you with like same concept, right? So just be very careful because
That was a good one,
lot
though.
of them are watching me because I'm not a lot of people. God's people I'm not a lot. And God's
Well, hell, that was a good try, shit. I mean,
okay, so just
let's
be
see what you
mindful of
got.
what you're saying in the comment section pertaining to your life, your personal details, and things about like related to good news. If you want to email
I'm
me,
so
share
I'm
about
sorry.
anything that's happening,
Dude, I'm fucking all about it. I want to see, it's like,
get them through email,
because I can
text
transmute
message,
that
or those
stuff, you know what I mean?
people you call them,
Ask
and
my
they
dog.
share their testimony.
I'm
They
sorry.
share what their prophecies come to pass,
That's funny.
right? But I never go online and I never share, everyone's prophecy.
What's going on, buddy? What's going on in your world? What's new? You tell me what's up, all right? You tell me what's going on. I'll see what I can see my experience, or ask me anything you want about my life.
Like this video, they're probably gonna see this video already, but I'm just letting you guys.
Got any questions or something? You know what I mean? Anything bothering you? Got any like
The guys that I'm helping, they know that.
It's my dog's name. Yeah, I hear ya.
I just wanted to.
Dog. Yeah, I have 2 dogs. They're out getting walked right now.
Remember the doctor that didn't think to my rug? Like, come on, the doctor found me, and I don't even know him, like personally. He's just the brother of one of my neighbors. So, and he's a warlock. So, if he could find me, like, come on, there's a lot of people that found me, and there are people that you may know that are attacking you that may see your comments in the comment section, and you may be going into details. And
Rolly and Janie.
be very discerned, be very wise, because I know there's a lot of people on YouTube that lie. There's a lot of people on YouTube that steal content. And there's a lot of people on YouTube that do things for entertainment purposes. But my channel is not an entertainment for purpose channel. Okay? My channel is a deliver to knowledge channel, and my channel is to help you guys learn and to educate you guys on these things so you guys understand.
Yeah, we call her Little Janie. She's the newest addition. She's wild, man. We got her from the pound. And she's a sweetheart alone, but she is just something else. When you get her like around other dogs, and in public, she is very, you can't handle. She's a little 40-pound dog, but she goes red zone, and it's not like because she's upset. It's because Little Janie, and she's just a lover, and she wants to meet the dogs, and like Yeah, she'll flip out. I had her the other day, and we have a mouth guard or nose guard for her, and she literally arched her back. She saw another dog and like didn't even bark, but she made a weird like. It was yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think she's a beagle of some sort. A beagle. She's a sweetheart though. I have a channel called Totally Toledo 419. And yeah, I have more pictures of the dogs. More if you're into dogs, or it's a pretty light-hearted channel, So just usually something you put in the dog. Yeah, me too. I do too, They're pretty nice to have around. I get annoyed by walking them sometimes. It's like but it gives you a good reason to get outside. You know what I mean? And keep walking. That's it. What I'm doing right now is kind of like the enemy. I'm not doing anything, So it's good even just to walk. And but yeah, I date 1,000 dogs. I don't know what that means. You date? I date 1,000 dogs. Oh, damn. Of course you do. Of course, Tony. Yeah, of course Tony has to come in here with that. Of course you do. Removed. Little boy. Little boy. Yeah. You're joking. Yeah, I know you are. That's funny.
Hear this? I was supposed to post it earlier. I'm just stuck in traffic right now. But
Yeah.
I want to say something to you guys. If you are advancing,
Got ya. Yeah, you got me, Tony.
God is upgrading you with these gifts, or even if you're not there yet, but you know that something's wrong.
The guys are doing
you're
dirty
noticing
jokes on
something
here.
patterns happening in the physical, whether it be your finances,
They're doing some real
whether it's
degenerate shit, too.
things are just not working out, and you're like, what's going on?
That real low vibration shit.
You know, because it's like you'll have moments in your life where things are going okay, even if they're not okay. They're just, that it's like
Yeah.
you're okay, you can't really complain.
I think,
And you'll notice
if I get
that
any stalkers,
something
would you
doesn't work
be
out
opposed to
well,
carrying guns?
or something wrong
Yeah.
happens, something else will
Oh, okay.
cause
Bad.
see when it's black
Let's see your dog. Oh, ew.
you'll
Ew.
notice that
We noticed she was kind of
Boo boo. You want to see it? You want to see the people?
just a slight hit tilt. That's what
There's Big Baby. Oh, Big Baby's waiting on a treat. He's a senior pup, eh? El Senior pup.
July.
He's seen some shit. Yep.
it seems like no matter what, everything's falling apart. That's one of the main signs that everything is falling apart no matter what.
Yep, we're all
And it
just
seems like no matter
we're all
what,
just monkeys, just
every door, every opportunity,
tinkering our little lives
it's like it
away.
feels like it's shut.
Rush, rush,
Everything
rush.
feels like
No,
it's shut. On top of
no
that,
rest
there's
for us.
nausea, sickness,
Yeah, he's thick as fuck, dude.
your body not being okay.
He's getting old. His hips going to shit, and so we're feeding him half as much food. Yeah, he's got a thick thing. That's right. He's a big old thing. He's a good boy. He's been through. Man, that dog when he was, well, yeah, we might overfeed him, because we love him, and it's easy to overfeed dogs. He was when he was a puppy, he was super quick and very, very fast, and as he got older, the more he would run, and then he would just end up straining his legs, and it just got worse and worse. Oh yeah, thanks, bud. Toby. Oh, Toby. He's talking about getting intimate with dogs. Toby Hutchison. Yeah, that's disgusting. It's sad. It really is. It is. It's you need a girlfriend, dude. But he's a good boy, you know. And you know, you don't want a relationship like that with your animals. That's not healthy. Any other questions? I don't play games. Don't play games. Shit, no, dude. What, you know, I mean, I have a few theories on video games. I'm pretty sure, especially modern games, they pretty much just feed modern, like AI databases and war theory, battle theory, like database. Just gonna lie though, I would hit that. Yeah, of course you would, Toby. Toby, you're just yeah. We get that. All right, we're gonna hide Toby. Sorry, Toby, you got hid. We just can't deal with that. Ash, you're living on you're borderlining, you know. So
If you notice that you're feeling these weird things that you never felt in your entire life, and you're wondering why you're feeling it, write down the year it started. The year it started. Write down all the things that happened to you that makes no sense. All the feelings you feel that makes no sense. Then after you write these down, you write down the year, you write down, if you remember the dates or the months, write it down, or a season. Can't remember
I was
months,
raised Catholic.
keep track. Keep a track record. And what you're gonna also do is you're gonna say to yourself, okay, so around the time I lost my job,
Last church I attended was apostolic,
you know, things were not going well.
and I was baptized and anointed.
Who was around? Who was in contact? Who
It was an
going
amazing
around?
experience.
Who
Highly
was
recommended.
calling you? Who was texting you? Who
I
was
went to a
reaching out?
church with a small church in
You have to write down
nowhere,
everything.
Mississippi,
Check the season
in a little shack of a
people that
church.
were around you in this season. So you may want to write this down in sections. You may want to have like
Stinks. Yeah.
winter 2022.
Yeah, guys, if you're going to have cats, you got to make sure to clean up after them.
Summer 2022, and each category, each season, you write down who was in your life, who was around you. Because what you'll notice is that as the seasons pass, as the months pass, as the years pass, you know how long you've been going through this, you will notice that more people are leaving your life as this time passes. But there'll still be that 3 or 4 or 5 or 1 or 2 persons still around when things are falling
Monty,
apart.
chillin'. Let me know if you have any questions,
They
interesting
don't see
facts.
all the time, but they're always calling you, checking up on you randomly. Then you analyze the kind of conversations you have. You talk to them. Do they talk about their life and what's going on with them, or every time you talk to them, they're trying to find out what's happening with you? And then they'll sit there and listen to you vent and speak. Make it seem like they're trying to hear what's going on, but you're trying to be there for you. But you don't hear much about them. They'll say a 1, 2, and then the conversation will be you the whole time talking about it. Like, you know, like I'm giving you examples of like what to analyze. Analyze when you're around them in the physical, like what did they do? Were they smiling in your face a lot? Were they overly nice and overly smiling, overly touchy-feely? Were they, when they came to your home, were they checking around things? And you have to write down all these patterns and don't just, you know, assume based on like one season. You really have to have this track record going for some time. And what will end up happening is a puzzle piece will be put together. The reason why I say go into presence with God is because while you are analyzing and remembering things, and you're in a quiet space with God and you're fasting, you've already opened the door, you've already knocked, and God opened the door for you to receive your answers. So what will happen is the Holy Spirit will start pouring into you. He will start refreshing your memory at certain points. You get what I'm saying? Especially when you're fasting, your memory's gonna be sharp. So he's gonna start refreshing your memory because you're in a quiet space. And before you know it, for those of you guys who can hear why he showed you their face. Because why? Earlier
Hey, what's
today,
up? Thanks, my man.
You should show
so why
11. Most beautiful this
you
happened.
get it? So
All right.
compared to
Yeah, been working on it for a few weeks. You want to introduce 11? You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Let me know when you're ready. I'll put you on live. You can introduce 11. We got a goldfish 11.
No,
It made it so much easier for you to get your answer. Now,
Just chilling right
you
now.
want to keep confirming with God. Reason being, sometimes when God shows you mistakes, it's not that the person is doing magic. It could be someone that's condoning it, someone that's enabling it, or someone that's also involved. But it can also be a person. So this is why I always say, keep a track record and keep it going for some time. So when you get to like a certain amount of time, you've already
I'm not sure. Apparently, though,
so many revelations from God.
does have me do some odd things like overfeed it sometimes. Maybe it's got telekinesis.
And not only that, they'll always tell you to call other people in your family or friend groups who are enabling you. It's like a comfort.
Yeah.
I love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
My new book, Keep Wondering, How Anyone Earns Six Figures from Home with His
Earn 6 figures from home. Is it possible? So wild to watch myself on my live stream. Come on. If you're Bill or Bezos. Mm. Yeah, right. I hear ya. Yeah. It's yeah, all these marketing and advertisements on TV. It's just like I imagine maybe. Here's the deal. From my experience, if they're marketing it to you, that system has been exploited out and saturated already, and the only money in the system is to actually just try to snatch money from new users, like a lot of marketing and stuff. I don't know, I could be wrong, but it makes that's what it seems like to me. It's like, why would, like, you'd have to really pay good, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know anything about marketing really, so that's the deal. I don't know anything about marketing. That's why I'm on YouTube live. This is like being on a street corner practically. Yeah. Appreciate you stopping by, man. I'm a musician. I do motivational speeches. I also am a writer as well as an actor. Monty Royal is my moniker. Yeah. Monty Royal is my moniker. That's what I work under, and that's the character right now. And I'm just hanging out, and check out my other work on my channel. I usually sing or play music live, but I figure I would just dedicate the whole stream to just hanging out today. And then tomorrow I'll probably go ahead and do a singing. I've been getting into singing lately, so that's been my bread and butter. I've been enjoying that. I hope to pursue a career in that, actually. I'd rather sing to make money than most damn near anything else. Yeah, check it out, and keep an eye out. Like I said, I think tomorrow I might go live, and I have some original work, and I mix in news or radio hits, classic hits. Cool, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. Me and my pup are just hanging out. We're watching some YouTube while streaming on YouTube. If anybody's got any questions, comments, concerns, run them by me. And I'm just hanging out. It's this is the future. This is where it's at. You know, it's I like going to bars and hanging out at whatever here, there, and everywhere out in public, but it's it's just so dang convenient just to click in with the internet now. I can just sign in and be a part of a community and get a lot of the same, you know, interaction, the socializing that I would get, but through this. I used to be back in the 90s, I was on AOL chat rooms, and that was fun as heck. I enjoyed that a lot. And then instant messenger throughout my, the years. Before social media like Facebook and stuff, it was the instant messengers, I'm not sure what kind of age group I'm talking to here, but big baby's back. Didn't have the internet. I hear you, my man. I hear you. I remember we'd always have the the AOL would send these discs. Yeah, exactly. The messenger programs. Yeah. Well, it was it was the messenger programs that were where it's at, and then when Facebook originally came out, it would only allow university, like state recognized universities, to have a Facebook account. So now it just is everyone. But originally, when it first started, you only were like state recognized university email addresses were only allowed to create usernames, like start an account on Facebook back in the day. It's just interesting to see how this technology like evolves and changes, and yeah, it's like I was just thinking the other day that the internet is it's huge right now, and then but there's so much of the world outside of the internet that still exists, and it's waiting on getting the internet. So we need to really advocate that internet is a utility. It's just as important as, the internet is just as important as water or electricity. And I'm telling you guys that right now, it's a really tough time, and you got to be honest out there, because there's just so many damn people that are like so in it for themselves. It seems like that are just willing to like scam out everyone else. It's just like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm kind of a little pessimistic about the world out there right now. It's hard for me to really, I don't know. The illusion of like trust seems to kind of be eroding quicker and quicker, and it's kind of, well, I mean, yeah, it's getting kind of wild out there. Yeah, the media pretty much feeds in. The media, like, there's this guy named Freeman Fly. He got kicked off YouTube, I'm pretty sure, a while ago, but he pretty much hit the nail on the head years ago, and he said globalists right now are trying to figure out a way how to make the United States the enemy, and pretty much they're portraying the United States as Satan to the world, and all these things. I don't know who organizes this shit at the highest levels, but it seems like it's all being kind of orchestrated to go in a way that the United States looks really, really bad for the rest of the world, and so it gives them a reason to pretty much destroy the country. But, maybe it has gotten that bad. People have been able to run amok without any accountability for decades, and I don't know. I'm just kind of shooting from the hip here, using my own intuition. But when I was growing up, the millennials were considered. I graduated high school in 2006. And so when I was graduating, the financial crisis of 2008 was kind of going through, and what that was all about. They're saying that was the lost generation. So millennials during that time were lost generation. And so what that resulted in is literally like 10 to 12 years at least of just lost progress, of lost investments that should have happened within the millennials. Yeah. Okay, 12. Yeah, so pretty much when they were saying it was a lost generation, they were saying that because there's so much fraud going on and so much rapid credit expansion that like collapsed without any solid footing for the extrapolation, because that's what credit is, and it's an extrapolation from reality. So the extrapolation got too extended, the extension of credit, too much fraud was going on, too many people got credit that didn't deserve it, and well, that, was like there was given, like they're called liar loans and stuff, and that was just like an industry term actually, because they're pretty much not verifying any of the information, and so all this money got put out in the economy, and then when it was time to come due, all the payments inflated, and so instead of paying like $200 a month, people were paying like $900 a month, and then it was like, holy shit, that was like, they're budgeting for. Anyways, so what happened was a lot of like expansion got taken out in the future, and so a lot of investment that should have been happening, it's not just the millennials, it's everyone that came after that got like pretty much, and then that the COVID thing happened not too long after that, and it was just setback after setback, and each generation, is a physical phenomenon, brother. History repeats itself in time, and people the same stuff. Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. It is an ebb and a flow. We have people with billions hoarding money. Yeah, that money should be put to work, all of it, every single penny of it, and yeah, I know there's all kinds of ways to get out of paying taxes, and these guys, what they'll do is, all kinds of shit, to kind of hide their money and then make sure they're not paying their fair share too, and so it's kind of a lot. The issue seems like it's kind of being allowed to occur, and here's the deal. Here's where it goes bad. It goes bad when people refuse to enforce the laws that are already on the books, Yeah, exactly. Well, here's the deal about student loans. Think about it like this. It's like, I have student loans. I'm not, and I definitely went hard as hell on them. I went hard as hell. It took me 8 years to get a 4-year degree, and I owe a shit ton of money. But it's like, I got real value out of that. I got real value out of that studying and life, in the 8 years that I took. I owe a bunch of money, but no one else would have invested that money into me either, And I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I feel good about what I learned and stuff. And yeah, it's hard to tell, It's weird when you see these like billionaire people coming out. It's like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and stuff. And those guys are yeah, it's just, I don't know if that's real or a CIA thing, It's like it's hard to tell, but pretty much yeah. Help to impose. Yeah, are taking the golden. Yeah, they're definitely. Oh yeah. Well, that's what I think we should also, indict Congress, because Congress has become at the point where it's pretty much just stealing all of our fucking lives and livelihoods, And I don't understand why no one else can see that. But hey, make sure you hit the like too on this thing. Yeah, politicians that are like lifetime politicians, that's messed up. No one should be a lifetime politician. Because we all know Yeah, her husband. Yeah, exactly. It's just, we all know that humans are corruptible. It's just a matter of time before they come to corruptible, you know? It's an absolute. It's like we shouldn't put humans on a pedestal at all because everyone, it's like that's why religion and spirituality is good because you got to do the right thing. But I mean, even if you take the Pope, usually it's like everyone will abuse their power eventually. It's like kind of like, yeah, if you give anyone a power, and I mean, it's tough to say to what degree people will abuse it, they're overstep their authority. But, usually people do weird shit all the time, and it's like, exactly, like the church, like exactly the Catholic priest and stuff. And the thing is, it's like that sexual exploitation is so much more pervasive than people think, and it's pretty much being allowed. And so you have like a society that's been so sexually exploited, and it's so soaked into the culture that like all these, and no one's speaking up out against it. So a lot of that like evil shit kind of just rises and becomes the norm. And so that's why you look out amongst the world and it's like this crime is happening and stuff. And yeah, it just seems like a lot of lawlessness and crime is happening. Um, I mean, I'm mainly thinking about, yeah, just people following rules and stuff and, you know. Yeah, look at the church. Every system human makes, some schmuck's gonna find a way around it. And now you have drag queen. Yeah, that's all messed up. No, I know, I hear you. It's, it gets to a point where it's like, it gets so frustrating that it's like, it bubbles up and foams over. And that's probably the purpose of it. And, the thing is, though, that it's like, whatever walk you have to walk, you, go out there and you change it up, and you could just you have to make the difference by not doing what the other assholes are doing out there, and try to make people not get their children in the schools. Oh man, it's tough to get people separated from their kids. Like, I don't have any kids, but I could only imagine. It's like, it's just like, yeah, it sucks because it's just like you never know. It's like you can't protect them all the fucking time, and that's frustrating too. And it's like, yeah, that's a really frustrating thing to think about, and kind of, it's like, and then again, it's like, and then again, there are some like parents that actually trick out their kids too to like make extra money, and it's like they don't even give a shit. It's like, I don't know how they could do it, but it's like there are some parents that will let, people, like, they'll traffic their kids, for money. It's like you can make $500, letting some guy abuse your kid, yeah, make a fucking pay the month's rent. It's not right. It's terrible. Exactly. And I mean, shit, I've heard back in the 70s and the 60s, like the real raunchy New York thing, there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on, perversion. Yeah, the children actors too, that's all messed up. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's pretty much wherever kids are, there's always going to, it seems like, I don't know if I'm an authority on this, but per, yeah, if there's kids around, there's always going to be predators that work their way into that. And then, even if they aren't predators, I would think that, that, who knows? I don't know. But yeah, it's, yeah. Yeah, so, It's a tough one. That's why there's a good that's why, remote learning's a good incentive too, so you kind of have more authority on. Yeah, it's a tough one because it's a you need to be around. It's very. I'll tell you this: there's more often times than not that I'm not getting sexually harassed or exploited. Right? It's just that 1% or that 0.1% that really can fuck things up. So like I don't want it to be like it's always going on. It's crazy, but um, it's putting your kids out there. Yeah, I don't have kids, but I can only imagine the stressors of having kids, and until they get to be able to talk, that's the main age. It's like once they can talk, that's when you get a little more I would get maybe think I would get a little more comfortable because it's like children can be the ultimate victims, unfortunately, because they can't communicate. And so that's a really stressful thing to think about too. Exactly. Yeah, it's like it seems like yeah, there's a lot of power, money, and influence all kind of like wrapped up into that. Yeah, and well, that's the thing with the P Diddy stuff and the Epstein tapes. The reason they don't want to like spread any of that stuff out or get any of the information out is because it's all child pornography. That's it. It's like because it's like, dude, who cares if these celebrities are on tape having sex? Humans are humans. We have sex with people. What the fuck ever. Who cares? You know what I mean? And but it's like that's the shit they don't want coming out. You know what I mean? And that's the shit they don't want coming out. That's what it probably is. It's probably pedophilia. So that's a pretty big bubble to burst when you look at when you hear about all the names on the Epstein Island list. It's like Jesus Christ. Yeah, exactly. I guess, having a sex tape would lose credibility, but I don't even, it's like hopefully we get out of that culture because it's just like we need to also develop our understanding of sex. It's just at the point where our culture. Yeah, I think we need to develop our. Until they normalize this. Well, I think the human. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's all about, that's another thing. It's like children under 18. Yeah, yeah, that's a really tough. Exactly. Music is a good communicator. Yeah, it's we need just more positive role models out there. And yeah, people that won't go into the honeypot, you know what I mean? What are you up to, Viv? Yeah. My girlfriend wants to be on the stream, but she doesn't want to be on the stream. She doesn't want to be on camera, but she gets a lot of energy being around the camera. The idea of the camera.
Don't want to be in there.
The idea of the camera is more appealing than the actual camera. Right? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, hopefully our society develops. Exactly, right. Hopefully our society develops more of an understanding of like human sexuality, and so that we can, because really the main thing is knowledge is power. You know what I mean? It's understanding. It's like maybe it's like what comes to mind is like, is the psychopath able to be understood? You know what I mean? In that kind of way, or is the brain just poisoned with chemicals and shit that it makes bad ideas? I don't know. There's two different philosophies right there. But I think understanding the issues would probably help bring more, or yeah, understanding these concepts would bring more, less judgment, you know what I mean? And more, yeah, Dark Ages, yeah. Well, it's hard to say because the Dark Ages, really, what those were in psychology. They say we're moving from neurologic age to a more psychotic one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, this is how this shit was back in, like, yeah. Like, I kind of feel like we're kind of, like, invoking some of the old deep spirits and stuff of the old world. And, hey, what's going on, Chris? Yeah, I feel like, who knows, maybe, but it's like, honestly, the way we're going, life is really fucking bleak as we look at it right now. It's like working on these standard jobs and stuff. Hey, what, oh, yeah, it's like working these standard jobs and stuff. It's like, I don't know, we got to bring some kind of excitement back to life because, it's gotten pretty, pretty boring. Yeah, exactly. It is like slavery. And maybe we need to bring back some of the old gods, the old concepts, the old energies, that have been pretty much everything's been pasteurized. A lot of these feelings and emotions, our society's pretty much been pasteurized, and a lot of the extremes have been taken out. And so we have this like weird, ba- narrow band of humans that you got to fit into, and yeah, exactly. Working, well, it's at the point, these guys know what they're doing on the macro scale. They know what they're doing by drawing in all the money. Like, oh God, yeah, vacations, yeah. Wow, that's a fucking elite. Yeah, you gotta be an elite nowadays to go on any vacation, it seems like. Even to go to Cedar Point seems like a fucking, like a real fucking chore. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all about how much I made the choice. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, you can have a decent life. I don't know. I've had a dream where I'm in the woods, living pretty much like a hybrid lifestyle, like out in the dirt and stuff, sitting in a tree. But maybe that's better than what we got going on right now. Yeah, exactly. It's just literally it's grinding out right now, and it's just like it's yeah. The rent, every cost of living is just crazy right now, and then the cost of food's going up too. It's like, I mean, I could lose some weight. That's not too big of a deal, but yeah, it's weird how they do it. They put in a bunch of money and they let us work it and create some capital and stuff. And then they pull out the money, the pool of money that they put in originally. They start withdrawing it, pulling it back, and then they take a little cream off the top too. The interest. That's what kills, is the interest that gets taken back because the interest doesn't exist. And so they're literally pulling like blood, life. And so literally it's pulling life energy from the humans. It's like where they take so much that they're actually taking like the life. It's like the idea is you shear, you do not slaughter a lamb. Exactly. And so yeah, and so well, that's what's cool, but interesting about Muslims, Islam is that they're not into usury. That's what it is. Interest is usury, and there's no moral authority in this country. Exact. What I think the issue with this country is that, like, originally we didn't need a moral authority, or we had a president. Our presidents and stuff were the moral authority. But now it's just gotten so messed up that it's like Joe Biden sniffing chicks' hair, Trump obviously hiding, like lying about business stuff, and it's like everyone knew he's fucking lying about that shit. Obviously, something. It's just they just throw a dart at his like portfolio, and once they investigate, they probably find something that he fucking lied about. And so it's just like, and then yeah, and yeah, exactly. And it's like we have no moral authorities to look up to right now. And that's probably because they've like been assassinated. There's probably a incentive for people, like, capitalism has an incentive to, uh, probably get rid of, like, religion, because religion is saying you don't need capitalism, really. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it's gotten to the point where it seems like who the hell is putting these people in positions of power? You know what I mean? It's like, and then they have such authority, and it's like no one, no people like us know these motherfuckers. It's like, it's like we don't know these people personally, and they're like have like able to do all this shit. So yeah, it's weird. It's that. That's another thing too. Yeah, for sure. Oh, I bet. Yeah, Europe is way worse. Yeah, those guys need to fucking punish their governments. Because it's like there's plenty of wealth out there. It's just it's not being allocated properly, you know. Yeah. Oh, I don't. Yeah. Explain that Greeks got messed up by the Germans. What's going on with that? Yeah, with their loans and stuff. I know they owed back. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, the Greeks got messed up. Yeah, they got all their pensions stolen pretty much, and everyone has to work longer. Damn. Fuck that. F that shit, dude. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, sometimes, yeah, exactly. Salaries get halved. Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's like, it gets to the point where it's like, they're kind of, well, here's the deal. I think pretty much all the governments always um, give off more than they can chew, or, they always over obligate themselves, you know? And so eventually it just, either way, it just gets down into, I don't know, it's like either change the laws or, yeah, it's like, we, it, I guess when's the time to start using force? You know what I mean? It's like that's the issue. When's the time that the people actually start using force and just start pretty much use the authority to set up their own government? Pretty much, yeah. Take set aside the government that's in place now, pretty much, and put them all on quick trial and get rid of them, and then install something new. Exactly. That's the thing. It's just like I feel like people pretty much get their throats stepped on until they're dead before they ever fight back. And so that's frustrating too. Especially the veterans. It's like you would think that the veterans by now would have been pissed off enough to start some shit. But it's like, they haven't really gotten any organized or anything, and it's just like, yeah, there's no cooperation, there's no coordination. Um, blame someone, have us on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll pretty much do it to each other because of an idea, some idea we have in our brain, that will be like, yeah, watching a cop, pretty much like choke someone to death. I mean, it doesn't have to be a cop, but, it's just like, ugh. Just because a political theory, or a political difference in the brain. And it's like, that's like going to frustrate someone so much. But it's also probably steroids and shit, roid rage. I mean, we're not all poor, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like, it's like, does a third world war even need to take place? I don't know if it's true, but I heard the International Criminal Court has called the United States and Israel war criminals. So, I mean, once The Hague indicts the United States, Yeah, once that happens, I believe, it's free game, and it's just like, all right, it's, my idea is, once the Hague does that, it's just like everyone it's like pretty much most wanted the United States. I mean, the Muslims, they can help out. Exactly. The Dark Ages, a lot of good things happened in the Dark Ages for Europe with the Muslims. That was really what happened in Spain and Italy. Um, they took over the south of Europe, the northern Mediterranean section. And they did a lot of good things for the country. Taking her out again? Mm. A religious war. What's it called? What is that called? Jihad? Or a religious war? Who's fighting in Europe, were you thinking? U.S. coming to help. Jihad. Fucking A, man. Yeah, I think, the United States should take back Europe, England, you know? I don't have no idea what's going on in Athens right now. Is it getting crazy out there? Really fascinating. Yeah. No, yeah, it's just, yeah, I hear you. Well, we are flooded. Damn. Yeah, that's wild. Exactly. Yeah. And, well, I think also reason why they're doing this huge, like, human trafficking thing, because it's all, like, global human trafficking, if you look at it. And the reason, uh, yeah, exactly. Religion. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what they're doing with the United States. They're bringing in all these foreigners, too, on the south border. And, yeah, they don't speak English and stuff. I think it's really about, there's two main factors. I think it's credit expansion, and also it's birth rates too, because I don't know if it's true, but I read a document on the internet like years ago. It was this guy on Reddit. He said that he found it outside, and it was pretty much saying that the whole world's the population, the gene pools are becoming too um, stagnant, in that if we don't change up something, this was like back in like 2012 or something, I saw this, but yeah, it was saying that the um, United Nations or something like that, they had to switch, they had to pretty much find a way to change up, and it was pretty much countries are becoming inbred because there's not enough new genes coming in. So I think that's what they're doing. It's pretty much just bringing in people to get new genes and stuff. Yeah, exactly. Birth rates by help. Yeah, exactly. It's a macro concept. It's not like it's most people are looking at it like, oh, they took our jobs and shit, but it's like at a macro scale. Like if we don't have these people come in, then everyone's going to get more inbred, and then also, and that's in the United States too, because a lot of the towns are just the same families growing up. Control everything. Yeah, exactly. Well, I could play devil's advocate for it. I think in a way that it might be necessary, because once you do have these large like populations like the United States and stuff, that and the world populations, you have to have some kind of macro organization for this stuff. And yeah, pretty much, yeah. No, that's the thing. They're trying to avoid that. It's like a eugenics program, a macro eugenics program that's going on, I would think. And because eugenics isn't bad. Uh, people in rural communities that are isolated from bigger populations are forced to inbreed. It's a survival mechanism. It's not like extreme cases like in the Appalachian, it happens all over the world in very remote, segmented populations that don't get much culture brought in. There's because it's just the way it is, you know. It's a survival mechanism. And so it happens in small rural communities at a greater level, like a more you like that's where you think about it, but it's really happening in big cities too, and not metro cities, but bigger towns and cities in the United States too. Yeah, the combustion cars. The thing is with gas, you only get like 20-25% of the gas. You only get to use 25% of the gas that you actually like put into your car. You know, most of the gas that goes into your car goes is lost in the heat and stuff, heat and also pollution. So the way you do it is there's got to be a better combustion engine to create in order that it burns off uh, greater fuel efficiency rate. So it's like you're using like because modern cars, I think the best car right now is like at 30%. Like 30% of the gas you put in, you actually get to use, and powering your car. Other 70% pretty much gets lost in heat and uncombusted fuel going out the tailpipe and all that stuff. Yeah, hydrogen cars. Well, we have these things called and yeah, the hydrogen cars. I've heard in China they have. Years ago, I heard this that they have big tractors. They do landmass projects on, and they're powered by water, hydrogen powered tractors, and they're gigantic. They do huge landmass projects with them. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've done a hydrogen fuel cell, and I haven't hooked one up to my car, but I know the concept, the principle works, and you use a DC current into salt water. Oh, no way, really. In Greece, you have some buses. Right, the Chinese hydrogen, that's fascinating. Yeah, wow, that's wild. Yeah. Um, it makes sense, because hydrogen cars, you get oxygen and water out the tailpipe. And go to hydrogen. Yeah, well, the thing is, the oil is what we have a lot of there's a lot of interest in oil right now, and I think yeah, there's just right now it's just I think there's still a lot of life left in the petrocarbon realm of the world. It's being phased out, and it might never be completely phased out. Petrocarbons will always be used for stuff, but yeah, we need, and yeah, you could split. You can use the sun to power a battery with a solar cell, and then use that DC current to create hydrogen. And then I'm pretty sure once you get an engine to start running off hydrogen, that it's able to actually produce on its own current. You could just parasite draw some electric from the um, alternator, and then you're pretty much producing. So you can make a hybrid car out of your car with just a hydrogen cell. You can buy on eBay and install it. I need to do that. That'd be a good idea. I don't do much highway driving though, but yeah. Man, I went off on one there. I just feel like I came to. So yeah, I'm in Toledo, Ohio. You're out in Rome, or are you out in Greece or something, Manifestus? I got 2 watchers. The other people I watch, they have so many. Dinosaur. Mm, I think I'd probably like to eat a T-Rex. You know, I wanna eat what it. I wanna. You know, if it's as big and bad as they thought it would be, if they think it is, I'd like to try a piece of that. Yes. Working for Uber Dash like 12 hours per day. Oh God, yeah, that fucking Uber Dash, man. They have that stuff here too in the States. And it is I always thought it was a pain in the ass. You're in a big area, so that might actually be a good thing. And you know, you probably have a lot more work, but damn 12-hour days, that's fucked. Dinosaur egg omelet. Yeah, exactly. I hear you, man. Um, that's what's up, though. You know, shit, you got. That's what's up. But yeah, I'll pretty much do anything for work.
Are you sure? My son was 28.
We have Craigslist. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that too. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's all about how you prepare the meat too. You know what I mean? Like if you like, you could velvet the meat, you know, or you could, you know, hit it with the needle tenderizers too. But yeah, fish dinosaur. That'd be kind of cool. Beginner, 43. Thanks for joining. Make sure you hit the like if you like hanging out. You know, I usually do music. I do I do some writing and acting as well, and I'm a motivational speaker. I work under the moniker Monty Royal, and yeah, just growing my trying to grow, you know, my subscription base. I like watching tarot readers on YouTube. It's good stuff. Thanks for the like, appreciate it. What time is it over there in Greece?
In all areas of their life, you guys are going to be shown in this next comeback season love from people that you're not used to seeing. You're going to be seeing support from people, loyalty from people, actual real friendships, not like fake friendships where they're trying to block your blessings and they're trying to interfere. None of this.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you guys aren't going to be dealing with
Nice.
that type of friend.
Dang.
Too.
You're up early, or you stay up late, or you get up early?
With people that are just as inspired. I'm seeing that you guys are going to be meeting people that are powerful and very influential. If you guys
Oh yeah.
have a social media business, okay, what I'm speaking to, you guys have a social media business, you guys are going to be realizing that there are powerful people watching you. Okay?
Very
Ready to have the absolute
go got back from work. I stay up late always. Yeah, man, I hear ya.
okay, taking a walk with a
Beginner. You're yeah, that's a colorful imagination you got there, bud.
guy, like whatever.
But yeah, dude, you're up super late.
You guys are going to be in like the discovery phase. I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay.
Can't for the life of me wake in the morning. You have trouble waking up in the morning? I can usually get up pretty damn explosive. I've been staying up later lately,
Self-discovery, creative
but once I get up, I'm pretty good. Lately though, it's been tough to get up. Yeah, the older I get, you know, I used to be able to explode up out of bed.
that are presented to you.
Janie. Oh my gosh.
Somebody that you look up to, looks up to you.
Our little Janie has to wear a muzzle guard because she's so crazy. We have to like walk her with a muzzle guard. And as soon as we take it off her, she has to come up to the couch and start rubbing her muzzle every time.
Correspond with you. It's gonna be not like this gradual.
Always wake up at 11. Yeah, right. I hear you, right?
It's gonna be fast.
That's just your time.
Fast, like it's gonna make you scared.
That's what's up, man.
It's gonna be like divine order. You're gonna
That's
go
cool.
out
That's cool. I appreciate you like hanging out with me, man. That's really cool. Like, I gotta have to check out your channel. Do you post anything?
Divine masculine and divine feminine.
She bites. Janie, she doesn't bite. She's pretty good. She loves hard too. She's a hard lover. She's a good girl. Let's see if I can get her picture, get her a shot. Oh, little Janie, damn you. Jeez, I mean,
Stress, anxiety, and toxic behavior patterns. This is what you're
I don't make content.
okay.
Oh yeah, man, you should yeah, you should make content. You're in a really, really good part of the world that not many people get to see, but you know, and you probably get to see certain parts of that area that not many people would understand or not. You know, it'd be a cool thing. Who knows? People might even like you a lot, and fucking you get ad revenue and stuff. Yeah, Janie, Janie, come here, honey. Janie, come on. Aw, she's shy. Janie. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Say hey. Oh my gosh, I've never seen. She must be shy because I've never seen her that shy. She's not that shy ever. Like she's a smart dog. I think she's got a little psychic personality. I had a dream and she was dancing around me the other day in a dream. Yeah, man, you never know, dude. You know, you're in a really interesting part. Have you always lived out there or anything? Or have you always lived out in that area? Oh, yeah, she is a good dog. She's sweet as heck, man. She's a sweet little thing. Yeah, the thing about Rome is, oh, it's just so fascinating. You know, all the, or you said Athens, you're in Athens? Oh, I bet there's so many cool things out there that people would love to see. Yeah, right, yeah. I mean, it's been done 1,000 times before, but, oh yeah, I bet. Now I study psychology. Trying to do something. Oh, yeah, psychology. Good job. Yeah. I never did. I took some psychology courses. I was not good at it. It did not click. I'm more of a chemistry kind of guy. Logic and chemistry, like kind of like puzzles, Sudoku and stuff. You know, something like that. I know. Yeah, you see, we're gonna buzz. Yeah, I hope something comes up for you so you get some rest, you know. I'm kind of in a stage where I'm in between things, so I'm getting an abnormal amount of rest. And, but yeah, and also I live in Toledo, it's a smaller place. Yeah, psychological sciences. That's hard because of science, yeah, like, you know, that's a hard science because it's very, like, and that kind of gets into the things we were talking about earlier, you know, it's like, Sigmund Freud, you know, he made some crazy shit up, I don't know, you know, but it's hard to really examine this stuff and then to present it, you know, about, like, understanding sexuality, especially with humans, you know, it's always hard to really convey that information, like, a good way I can kind of like a metaphor is. So in the United States, we have interstates made out of asphalt. Our road is made out of asphalt. It's a form of like a byproduct of oil, I think. And we have speed limits on the road, and these roads are engineered to withhold the speed limit, but everyone's going above the speed limit, and it eats up the road a lot quicker. And people don't even realize that just going above and beyond the speed limit is actually doing damage to the road. Thus, people investing more money into roads, you know? And it's like the people are abusing their own like infrastructure so that it's like becoming much more, you know, its lifespan, its lifespan is not being fulfilled to its full potential, you know? Um, but then again, so in Europe, or in Germany, the Autobahn. The Autobahn is made with concrete, and it's a heavier, denser pour. So that's why they have sections where there are no speed limits, because it can withstand more aggressive uh, force, you know? So I think if people understood that, you know, the consequences of their actions pretty much, then it might change, well, you know, it might change the outcomes. And that's like shitty bad drivers, you know. We got a lot of bad drivers. In the United States, they have all kinds of rules for the road, and it's like, it was created so that they can transfer. Do you watch Me Beast? No, I don't know who's Me Beast. Exactly, it really is. You know, when you start just doing the right thing, um, when you do the right thing, it just a lot of things in life start happening. Like honestly, it sounds crazy, but I think God really does, and the Holy Spirit really does help you out when you try to do the right thing. Um, Oh, no shit, really, Greek? Yeah, I don't doubt it. I know in Europe it gets kind of crazy. I know in the Middle East too it gets kind of crazy on the roads. I go 5 under the speed limit. Oh, the code, not the speed limits. Yeah, exactly. I go 5 under because I know I'm protected by the law going 5 under. Like, if people are allowed to go 5 over the speed limit, I can go 5 under the speed limit. And it's like, I can't keep up, you know? Yeah. It's like, it gets to the point where it's like, okay, I'm going like 15 miles an hour over the speed limit, you know, and it's just like, this is too much. I can't keep this up, you know? Oh yeah, I've wrecked a few cars, so I don't even try to mess around anymore. I just get the cruise control. I let everyone pass me. I stay in the right lane. It just, I can't afford to lose my shit, my car, just my own accident. If someone else hits me and fucks up my car, I'm doing the right thing, staying out of the way, letting these, but if they hit me, then they're responsible for fixing my shit. Yeah, exactly. Dude, you see a lot of, like, when I'm going less 5 miles under the speed limit, I'll watch these cars that get, like, frustrated with me and, like, accelerate, right next to me. And as soon as they're hitting their brake lights, because they're running into. You know what? In the United States, like, what's fascinating, they're eventually going to have it so everyone's cell phones monitor how fast they're going, and they'll pretty much be able to like change the insurance rates, how the people are driving in their cars. Just a matter of time. It makes too much sense for it not to happen. It's like there's a lot of money being, a lot of revenue that's not being collected by governments for people violating those. And I'm not all about like taxing people, but if people violate, if there's a standard, a code, and people are willing to violate it openly and blatantly, then yeah, if people, then they should also have the ramifications of paying a fine too, because it's like, what's the point of having rules and laws blatantly available to see with our eyes, and people aren't following them? There's no incentive anywhere. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like the incentive is like, yeah, it's just like if they're willing. I mean, I know it's just driving, right? It's just driving. Yeah, exactly. Because yeah, people get damaged. Humans can get harmed by other people's recklessness. Their property can be damaged as well. And it's like when you get property damaged in accidents, it's never the same. You know, it's like you'll never have the car that you get in the next one. It's never going to be as the good a quality. It's always like a little less quality. You know, it's like like you could get a new car, but then also now you're making, like, I own my car outright, and if someone wrecks it, or if I wreck it, I'd have to probably go get another car and start getting payments. It might be a nicer car, but then I'd have more payments. But that's another thing too. It's like a lot of I live in Ohio. Okay, they buy like. Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah, it's like I made a video and I was asking, if the government has a speed limit, why did they let car manufacturers make any kind of, make cars that go well and above the speed limit? It's like cars that go over the speed limit shouldn't be for public roads, at that point, or there should be a different, section for the car. If you want to use your car on the road and then you want to take your car to a track and open it up and drive in a closed off environment, that's fine, but there has to be a difference. You can't be we can't be mixing the two. We can't have race cars on the highway with like, regular cars. It's just, I mean, we could, but in the greater good of everyone, it doesn't make a lot of sense, Yeah, exactly, literally. And Michigan drivers, they tear up their roads, and then they come to Ohio and they tear up our roads too. They don't respect our rules on the road, and it's just like, and they're really bad. Like, I've lived in Tennessee, where the Mississippi people come to Tennessee, and they'll just. I mean, it wasn't too bad out there, but here in Ohio, it's like we have Michigan drivers that are like Billy badasses and like trying to set examples on us by like blatantly driving bad. And it's like, damn, it's like, I don't understand. It's like, I was thinking we should put a fucking toll road right on Toledo, so anyone in Ohio, so if anyone coming in from Michigan to Ohio has to pay a toll, because they're going to drive like shit and wreck our roads, so at least we'll charge them at the front while they're coming in. I don't know, that's what I was thinking. It's just like, because what's going on in Michigan too is they don't have enough money take care of their own roads. Like, so the state of Michigan, they're trying to figure out how to tax their people more money, even though living in Michigan is a really high rate of tax already. They're trying to figure out how to tax their people more because they can't keep up with their roads, because no one's respecting the rules of the road. Everyone's like a bridge. Exactly, yeah, like a bridge. Like, every time a car goes over that bridge, it loses life. You know what I mean? Its life energy goes down, like in a video game. That bridge only has so much weight that it can bear over its lifetime. And but the thing is that it has to be monetized eventually. Something like that. And, with technology, it's going to get better, because everyone, it's like, these electric cars too, that's a whole new thing, because the electric cars are a lot heavier as well, and they have a lot more torque. And just like glass is a slow moving liquid, but it still moves. And that's kind of like asphalt. Asphalt is a slow moving solid, like liquid. And so now with these electric cars, they're going to be heavier, and they're going to exert more torque onto the asphalt. And so yeah, they're going to go through, they're going to chew up asphalt roads. That's also why we need probably a new mix as well. Like in the Autobahn, they have concrete roads that can take more torque. You know, the asphalt we use in the United States can't take the torque, you know. That too, yeah, yeah, exactly. That too. I didn't even think about the brake recharging part, but that's a good point. I was just thinking about the pure acceleration. I've heard that the electric cars, they go through like motors on the tires. Yeah, the tires get eaten up because they are heavier, and the thing with those electric cars are they work best if they actually go just real slow and steady, you know, with no acceleration, just slow acceleration, and then just slow, you know. But they're fun. They have, you know, you can get a lot of juice out of them at once. So, but then again, the battery goes quicker. But also, I've heard that the motors on the tires are they go really quick because they take up. There's a lot of stress on the motors, and especially if people are turning and, you know, doing a lot of evasive. Oh, have you drove an X? I've driven a Mach E from Ford. They're nice to drive. Okay. I heard that the regenerative braking's really loud in them. I'm not sure though. Uh, I've driven a Mach E, all-wheel drive one, and those things are sweet too. They're really fun to launch off in. You know, that's what it's all about. Yeah, there's that video of Tesla in San Francisco going over a hill and they go airborne and like loses it. It's just like people don't really understand that that's how much like power those cars have, you know. It's able to launch. Okay, yeah, it's real silent. Yeah, they are expensive, right? Yeah. Right now they're trying to do an incentive for they're giving like energy stations. The government wants everyone to all the small businesses to install energy stations. Yeah, 40K, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. My main thing would be finding a charging station and then the charging times. Those are my big things. Yeah, exactly. And those batteries, those things are huge and toxic. You know, those things are super toxic. And like the whole lithium industry is really toxic because apparently wherever you go for lithium, you're going to find radioactivity as well. And so wherever the lithium is transported, there's like everything becomes irradiated in that area. Like in China, they're doing all these lithium mines, and like everywhere that the trucks that transport the lithium, raw lithium go, everything becomes irradiated. And so it's like Jesus Christ, 10 grand. Yeah. Yeah. Well, apparently I was watching this guy named Tone Vase. He's a pretty cool YouTuber. He's into Bitcoin. And he was talking about Bangladesh. I think that was its old name, but the country of Bangladesh. China has this thing they're trying to do right now, the One Belt, One Road policy. And they're expanding pretty much into the Middle East and into Africa. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. Yeah, when water cars are supposed to be the answer, you know. And yeah, you could crack the water right in your vehicle. Like they want to give you a station where you can fill up a tank with hydrogen, which is a very, very volatile gas. Like if you watch hydrogen explode, it's very powerful. Like, it's not the same as watching, like, if you fill up a balloon with like propane and then you fill one up with hydrogen and catch them both on fire. Yeah, hydrogen is a very like powerful. Yeah, it's like it's different. It's not, I can't explain it right, but yeah, it's definitely got force to it. Yeah. And yeah, well, I've also seen interesting things. Welders, they have torches with hydrogen on them too, where they can have a whole system where they wheel their whole cart in, and then they're able to torch and do piping with a hydrogen torch, and it's a very fine flame, and you can actually run your finger over it, but it's like really powerful, and it will cut through a lot of things. But if you can master it right, it does perfect soldering around welds or around yeah, and you don't have like the conventional acetylene torches use a lot of, they produce a lot of black smoke and soot when you're torching, when you're welding and stuff. But with these hydrogen tanks, they have no, so you can use them in finer areas with like lower oxygen usage and stuff. Yeah. Man. Well, hey, man, I've been on here 2 hours. It's been nice kicking it with you. Thanks for talking with me. Make sure you check out my other stuff. I'll be live maybe tomorrow singing. So if you're around, check it out. Check out my other videos. But if you show up next time, I'll probably make you a moderator or something. You seem like you're a pretty cool guy. So yeah, if I see you next time, manifest this, and I'm rocking out. Yeah, I know you need to sleep too, bud. Get some sleep. It's going to be a busy day tomorrow, alright? Alright, peace out, my man.